you can see the Frisch-Walk theorem. In a simple two variable setup, I had explained the Frisch-Walk theorem, not in a more difficult setup, but I suppose you can replicate it. But in a multiple regression, after the account, these are some of the results that I have communicated to you. You can sit with it and understand what is there. The results of inclusion or exclusion of a time trend can be quite different. This is such a big issue in time series data, how you account for trend. So is it a deterministic time trend, or a stochastic trend that takes you to time series analysis? Most of the time I have dismissed the problem by simply including a time trend, but this is not the ideal. It is only one of the ways to take care of the trends in your data. This is a bit old-fashioned, so fix a time trend and take care of the problem. But you can clearly see the Durbin-Watson statistic in all the regressions are poor. are poor. Okay, that takes us to time series data. We'll not go there. We'll continue with this hypothesis testing and application. I'm going to take the same problem that we discussed in the class while discussing hypothesis test, when we started discussing hypothesis testing. These things are only simple multiple linear regression and results. Now we go to hypothesis testing. Two other results, this is quite standard, that we discussed, for which I don't have any results. It's a so-called partial correlation, and one other thing which I don't remember. So that's okay. We'll go to hypothesis testing, which is the next big thing. Take the same problem that we discussed. Go through this problem. This is a model for investment, which states that investors are sensitive to nominal interest rates and all those stuff. The second bullet point tells you that investors care about real interest rates. I'm not saying investors care only about real interest rates. There's a difference. Investors care about real interest rates. So IT minus del PT. But this new model, though embodies theory, contains inflation. So a stronger theory that investors care only about real interest rates. This is the model now becomes. So compared to this, the first model, this is the model. So we have to test this model. The restriction is beta 2 plus beta 3 equal to 0. But we have to check if this stronger hypothesis is supported by empirical evidence. Check the results and regression code on the output that I've sent you. This is a quarterly data starting from 50 to 2000. The variables are red. This is again RATS format. So I'm taking a log of real GDP and real investment. Set inflation to 400 point something. The scaling up is necessary to take care of whatever they say for seasonality or whatever. Real interest rate is T-bill rate minus inflation, CPI inflation, that is rate of inflation, del CPI. So okay, the linear regression is log of investment on as the dependent variable on constant T-bill rate, rate of inflation, log of log real GDP, and trend. See the linear regression. See the Durbin-Watson, so poor. The rest of the statistics we have discussed before. Standard error of the estimate is nothing but our S. Sum of squared residuals is our S square. So the root of the S square divided by the degrees of freedom will give you the standard error of estimate. A regression F4198 is to check whether the overall regression is significant or not. It is heavily significant. The log likelihood which you have not seen, Durbin-Watson statistic which you have not seen. And see, except real, this is very interesting. Except inflation, everything else is significant. Inflation, rate of inflation is significant only at what level?
For 80% level.
Yes.
So this is the regression of the third model or the first model?
First model.
Okay.
The first model. This is unrestricted regression. Okay. I've given you the answer. Okay, now how will you test this? The restriction that they care about only real interest rates is implied by this. To form the appropriate test statistic, we need to find the estimated variance of Q hat equal to beta B2 plus B3. If this Q hat is not significantly different from 0, then the null can be accepted. We need, how do you calculate the Q variance of Q hat? Do you have all the information to calculate variance of Q hat? And from there we can calculate the standard error. Hari Prakash, can you calculate the variance of Q hat?
Yes, sir.
How will you calculate?
B2. Sir, variance of coefficient of B2 plus variance of coefficient of B3.
That's all.
Minus.
Minus the variance of the left hand side equal to the variance of the right hand side. You are right. VAR B2 plus VAR B3 . What is variance of XY where XY are two random variables?
X plus Y, sir.
No, I'm just asking you here in this case also. What is the general formula? There is another term that is needed, right? 2 into covariance of B2, B3?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 2 into covariance of B2, B3.
Don't forget those formulas. But can we calculate? I have not given you the covariance. Okay, now look at this. This is a common mistake done by people. That's why I'm asking you this question. They take variance of B2 and variance of B3, forget the covariance, and that's the wrong answer. So this is the T. How will you calculate the T statistic? Refer to T test 1. What is the T stat? 1.84365. And what is the F? The concomitant F is corresponding F is 3.399136. with significance level 0.0667. So my question is, can you accept this hypothesis, Hari Prakash? Can you accept the hypothesis at the 5% level?
Sir, what is the value of TS statistics? I could not hear, sir.
Do you have the output with you? Refer to t-test 1.
T stat, yes, sir.
What does it tell you? How did you calculate the t-stat? How did I get that number?
Sir, there is a formula for T stat.
Telling you how will they calculate the relevant t statistic. You have the output for you. You have the output with you. Okay. You have the standard error of it with you. Now tell me the t stat. What are the two coefficients that you have to take into account now from the output?
Sir, second one and
coefficient name बताओ, name बोलो. Variables का name बोलो.
TBI, TBL rate, sir.
And
log y. No, sir. Okay. Beta 2 plus beta 3. Beta 3 will be inflation.
So you have that. What is the hypothesized value? How do you calculate the t-stat then?
Sir, no idea, sir. Actually,
how
sir,
do you calculate t-stat? How do you calculate t-stat in this case? What is the hypothesized value?
Sir, should I add both t-stat which is given?
How do you calculate a t-stat, Hari Prakash, for any coefficient? Estimated value minus the hypothesized value by the standard error of the estimated coefficient. Am I right? Now we need Q hat B2 plus B3. B2 is nothing but the coefficient of beta 2 in the original model. B3 is the coefficient of inflation. Okay. Let me ask somebody else. Gandhi, can you do that? How did we get the t-stat?
So we'll just add the B2 plus B3, then Q is 0, so minus 0 by standard error of Q hat, which we have calculated.
What is 0 here?
The Q, the hypothesized value.
Hypothesis is not 0, it's 1.
So H0 B2 plus B3.
Hypothesis B2 plus B3 is equal to 0. Okay, right. Sorry. I was confusing it with marginal propensity to consume. Right. B2 plus B3 equal to 0, and then you calculate. Okay, now what does the t-stat tell you? Can we accept it at the 5% level?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how did you get that minus 3.718 into 10 to the power minus 6 term?
Oh, I have not given you. That is from the output.
Oh, that is not in the
No, that's not in the output, because for that I have to give you the entire covariance matrix of the coefficients.
Yes.
I'm giving you for wait a minute. I'm giving you for some other problem. For this problem, I did not give you. So that is what I asked you to calculate the t-stat. There is one information that is missing. The information that is missing is the 2 into covariance of B2, B3, which I have not given you. This comes as part of the output. The entire output I have not given you. For some other problem, I'm giving you so that you can see what happens there. Okay, what's the next question? Somebody else was asking.
So, is it possible to calculate this minus 3.?
Yeah. The computer packages calculated a routine matter.
No, I'm asking with the output that you have provided. Is it possible to calculate this?
Yeah, of course. Do you want to try?
Yes, sir. How can we?
No, I have to send you the data. Which package are you going to use?
Oh, okay. I thought that in the test 1 and the regression 4 data which you have provided, we can calculate the.
No. You cannot calculate. I have to give you.
Okay.
Okay. Unless I provide you, there is no way you can calculate this. This is normally given as part of package. Another example is there where I have provided this from the result itself. Okay, we'll see that. We'll make use of that. Okay, somebody else is asking. Gandhi, you were asking something?
So that part is like minus 3.719, that is covariance B2, B3.
B2, B3. Yeah.
Sir.
Who is this?
Sir, Adrish.
Adrish, na bolo.
Sir, for the covariance part, can we use the formula like this? Like we know that variance of beta is equal to AC square into X transpose X inverse. So from here, the non-diagonal elements will give us the covariance.
Yeah. But
so from that, we can use covariance.
Correct, Baba. I have to give you that 190 data set. You are going to take X transpose X inverse.
Oh, sir, yes. No, sir, that will have to be provided by
the package will give you that. We can't do that manually. Okay. So the package will give you that. Yeah.
So what will be the degrees of freedom for the T-stat when we look into the table?
198.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
In the bracket. Okay. Anyway, the degrees of freedom is also part of the output if you see carefully. Is there?
So how? So, but it's visible from the F stat. J is 4 and N minus K is 198. So we can take it from there maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Now, should the null be accepted or rejected? From the T-stat.
Sir, we failed to reject the null hypothesis at 95%.
Yeah, because the T-stat is slightly less than the 95% critical value of 1.96. That is the standard normal value. So we conclude the sum of the two coefficients is not significantly different from 0. Need not be rejected. May not be rejected. Let's see. The null hypothesis may not be rejected. Can we conclude that way? Again, Hari Prakash, can you conclude that way?
Sir, here we are just comparing the significance level and 5%, right? The alpha value.
Okay. Yes, correct. Because that is, as I told you, that is a standard thing in econometrics. Because remembering it is very easy, 1.96. Or if you don't remember 1.96, a rough value of 2 also will be sufficient. That is fine.
Okay, sir. Okay.
But we do accept this at the 90% level, right?
Definitely, yeah. Okay. Babu, did you follow this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm interested in the joint test of this null hypothesis. The calculated T-stat is critical value, so the standard normal value. We conclude that the sum of two coefficients is not significantly different from 0. So the null hypothesis should not be rejected. Consider a joint test of null hypothesis. What is this now? Investors consider the real interest rate. That is what we were considering. The marginal propensity to invest equals 1. And this is the meaning actually. Suppose I ask the meaning and I ask you to decide on the null hypothesis, you should be able to say, suppose I give this model, and I tell you, the basic economics is necessary, and I ask you to find the restriction. If I say investors consider the real interest rate, what should be the restriction? And if I say the marginal propensity to invest equals 1, what should be the restriction? And the time trend is excluded, what is this restriction? This is called exclusion restriction. So that way also is possible. So basic economics also is necessary. How would you test this? This is a joint test of the null hypothesis. Can we do it individually? Individually also you can test it using the t-stat. Now we shall see a joint test or the F test, and you see the conflict of results. Okay, what is it? How do you conduct the joint test? The result of the joint F test is given in F test 1 in your output. Oh, I should have asked you do you check the R matrix? Check the R matrix and small r. Vishal?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, did you get this F test, the R matrix, and the how we designed the R matrix to test the hypothesis jointly?
No, sir. I have to look at it again.
Do you have the output with you?
Yes, sir.
Now check the R matrix.
Sir, I have a little doubt. In
Yeah.
the previous model, we got J equal to 4. So I'm not understanding how we got that.
J equal to 4, what is that?
In the earlier model, like in regression 4, we had J equal to 4. So how did we get that 4?
I'm not getting it. Where is it? For which regression model are you talking now?
In regression 4,
Just can you read it out?
Yes, regression F4, 198 equal to 2395.
Yeah.
How did we get 4 over there?
4 is the number of, that is the numerator degrees of freedom for the F test.
So, but when we come to this one, but we get as F3 198. So what's the difference?
Which one? For this is the unrestricted model. What is the unrestricted model? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1. I think it is the constant has not been taking into account. No. What is the model that I'm investing? Log IT equal to B1, beta 1.
Sir, can you show the model once? Yes, sir.
This is the model I am interested in. You are talking about the unrestricted model, no, Drishan?
Yes, sir, the unrestricted model.
Yeah, that is 4.
K minus 1, sir. There are 5 parameters and minus K minus.
The 4 is from K minus 1, Drishan.
Sir, can you once show the restricted model?
Oh, sorry, this restricted model. No, this is joint restriction. I have not written the model. This is the first model that we showed. We tested only one restriction, B2 plus B3 equal to 0. Check the results. Now we are going for a joint restriction. I have not written the model, but now we have to. These are results of joint AF test.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Drishan, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now what will be the degrees of freedom for numerator degrees of freedom for this joint test, this 3, 198.
Yes, sir.
Now the F test clearly tells you, what does the F test clearly tells you?
Very high significance.
So the null can be accepted or rejected?
Can be rejected.
Rejected confidently, right?
Yes.
Because the calculated F is much higher than, I don't have the table value, but you can check the table value that I sent you, and that's it. Now I'm going to give you an exercise. Can you give me the respective T statistics for all this stuff? It is available there, but can you give me the T stat for all this stuff? For the first one, what is the T stat?
So just root over of the F is T.
Sir,
What is
can
the
you
T?
show the model ones where beta 2, beta 3 are given, sir?
You have the output with you, Kanika.
Sir, but we don't know what the coefficients are for which variable, sir. So.
We just calculated beta 2 plus beta 3 T stat, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Isn't this a T stat for beta 2 plus beta 3 equal to 0? Can you calculate the T stat from here for the hypothesis beta 2 plus beta 3 equal to 0?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm asking you, what will be the T stat for beta 4 from your model? Babu, what will be the T stat for this?
Sir, sorry, sir, we are testing, right, sir?
Yeah, tell me the T stat for beta 4 equal to 1 from the model.
Sir, okay, sir, just a minute. We are minusing 1.93 from 1 and divided by the
Sir,
Yeah, who is this?
Sir Adrish.
Adrish, bolo.
Sir, for this beta 4, sir, will the T statistic be the T statistics of trend minus 1 by standard error of trend?
Trend is 0. Beta 4, marginal propensity to invest equals 1. What is beta 4 in your original model? That will be the coefficient of log y.
1.93 minus 1 divided by
The standard error of log y. 0.183272.
Yes.
That should give you the T statistic of 5.075, right?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes,
I've
sir.
given you the output also.
Yes,
Given you the output also. Tell me get me the next T stat also.
So that would be directly from the table, the T stat which is given, right?
Yeah. The T stat in the table always for 0. Who is this?
So Yamini, and we are checking for beta 5 equal to 0.
No. I'll tell you, this is what you have to be very careful about. The T stat that the table has given you is all for 0. Okay.
Yes,
Hello?
sir. But
By
when we
yeah. By default, computer packages give you the T stat for the coefficient of significance equal to 0. Okay, the hypothesized value is 0. But if your hypothesized value is 1, you have to calculate the T stat. Do you get my point?
yes, sir. No, I'm saying for the beta 5, the next one that you asked.
That is given straight away there. You are right. That is given straight away there. Minus 3.803. Am I right that?
Yes.
Minus 3.803. That is given always that. Okay, now see the contradiction. See the contradiction. F clearly rejects it, but individual T stat tells you only the second and third null hypothesis should be rejected. Can you say this?
So can you come again?
The T stat tells you that the joint test clearly rejected the null, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But the individual T stat are slightly different. Only the second and third will be rejected, not the first one. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
What is the first one? T stat for the first one? See this? T stat for the first one is minus 1.844. Do you get this?
Yes, sir.
So the first one will not be rejected at the 5% level, but the second and third one will be rejected at the 5% level confidently. Do you get the point? A joint hypothesis of all three rejected it convincingly. Oh, I given you the table value also. Can someone find the table value of F3 198 from the table that I sent you to be 2.65? Do you get it?
So what did you say? 2.65? Oh, F3 198. But sir,
Do you have the table with you, Pramila?
sir, it is also there in the regression results you've given.
Oh, regression result I given, okay.
But F3, so there's the joint test and F3 198, it is 109.84051.
Yeah.
So what does this imply? Like individually?
What does it imply when the result does not give any indication as to which of the restrictions is the most influential? See the second bullet point. Since the joint test is a joint test, this result does not, the F test does not give any indication as to which of the restrictions is the most influential in the rejection of the hypothesis. So I went for a T test. The T test tells you the first hypothesis that investors can consider only real interest rate is accepted, but the second two hypothesis that marginal propensity to invest equals 1 is rejected convincingly. There is no time trend also rejected convincingly. That's what you can conclude. Since these, okay, now these two are giving contradictory hypotheses. So either we need to sit and do more analysis. If you account for the Durbin-Watson statistic, a clearer picture may emerge. That's the only thing you can conclude now. Because the Durbin-Watson is very poor. Okay, Drishan, this is a time series data. There could be other issues involved in it.
Sir, could you tell the contradiction once more, sir?
Sorry?
Sir, could you tell the contradiction once more? Could you come? I didn't get the contradiction here.
No, what does the F test tell you?
So we would be
F test was convincingly rejecting it. F test by our table 109.84051, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
The table value is 2.65. Can you get the table value from the table that I sent you a few days back?
Just a minute.
That's okay. You can refer it later.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, the calculated value is so higher than the table value, though these data are not consistent with the joint hypothesis. That's what you can conclude, right?
Sir, okay, fine.
Okay, but second bullet point tells you, but this F test does not tell you which of these restrictions is the most influential, okay, in the rejection of the hypothesis. That's what. So which of this? So individually you have to test. So individual testing is done using the T-stat. we obtain minus 1.844, which can be rejected at the 5% level. That is, investors consider the real interest rate, only the real interest rate can be, accepted. But 5.05 and 383, the second hypothesis are rejected convincingly. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So at the first look, which are the hypotheses, which two are playing a decisive role in the F test?
Sir, beta 4 and beta 5.
Yeah, that is a tentative conclusion. Why I'm saying tentative conclusion? This is a time series data. My Durbin-Watson is very poor. There could be other issues, stationarity, non-stationarity issues involved here. We shall not go there. So right now we conclude that there is a contradiction between F and the t-test. Okay, so the data is not telling us anything more about it. That's the only thing I can conclude given our knowledge so far, especially about the time series properties.
Okay, sir.
Can we say that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rishan, is it okay? Yamini?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yamini? Gandhi?
Sir, just one more thing, sir. So
Yeah.
we can decisively say that the second and the third restriction is valid, and for the first one we do further tests, like right, because it's time.
First test is accepted the 5% level, that you can conclude definitely. But it makes sense, isn't that makes sense, isn't it? From an economics point of view, investors consider only the real interest rate. That doesn't make sense.
So we do we accept it like beta 2 plus beta 3 equals to 0? This null
Yes,
hypothesis.
yeah, because the t-stat is 1.844 only, the absolute value.
Yes, sir.
That is less than 1.96, isn't it?
So we conclude at par with the t-test, right? Like
Yeah,
considering the t-test.
because F-test does not tell you which one is important.
Okay, so yes. So it
That's
may be
why.
because of the second and third
Yeah, that is exactly. So which two that's what I asked Babu this question. So probably these two hypotheses play a stronger role in rejecting the F test. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you go to the next one? Hypothesis testing use. Hello? Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Who is this?
Sir, we are calculating. Sir, Aman
Yeah.
Rathore.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, we are calculating the t-stat and we are rejecting the two hypotheses. Then, sir, why do we even need to go to the f-stat? Sir, we are getting a result from the t-stat only. So,
Yeah.
sir, f-test is only confusing us.
Yeah, Aman, this is a classic contest between whether you should go by t-test or f-test. This is a question that has not been resolved at all by the econometricians. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The question of let me ask you a question. Do you believe in a joint test or individual t-test?
So individual t-test should be better because we can get the individual hypothesis, whether we should accept or reject. But in joint test, we cannot say of the individuality. We can say that, yeah, these we are rejecting, but we cannot say which one we are rejecting and which one we are accepting.
No, all in an economy, an investment type of question, all go together, all move together. Am I right? So given that, all you have to consider hypotheses that take everything together or only individually.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is a kind of investment kind of thing. Okay, so I mean, this is not a question that has been resolved at all in econometrics. Personally, I go by F test, that I can tell you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, just another doubt.
Yeah.
So in that F test one, we have the joint test is F. We have the F stat value for the joint test, which seems much higher than 2 point. Whatever is given on the slide.
Yeah, much higher than the table value, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, all right. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go to the next one. Hypothesis testing using the fit of the regression. We should demonstrate it with the help of OHO. Be careful. Okay, this is an area. this is an area just closer to my heart because I did something using the so-called flexible functional form. This is completely from microeconometrics. This model is very interesting. I have used a completely different functional form that is just completed a paper and they communicated it. There's a lot of complications involved. These flexible functional forms are nothing but second order, any arbitrary function which is second order differentiable. That's it. So that is called a flexible functional form. If you want to know more about it, I can tell you. It's a really complicated stuff, but it's a very interesting area of research. So modern studies of demand and production function. I have used a demand function for my paper. It is called flexible functional form demand system analysis to answer a particular question in monetary economics. Let me put it that way. Let's continue with the bullet point. Second bullet point is the modern studies of demand and production functions employ what is called a flexible functional form. Such forms allow analysts to model complex features such functions such as elasticities of substitution, which are functions of the second derivatives of production. Second derivatives of production, cost or utility function. So in this, you have to mention a form for the utility function. There is something called direct utility function and indirect utility functions. And things go that way. You must have definitely heard of this. The linear model restricts these equal to 0. What is equal to 0? Elasticity, okay. Whereas the log linear model, such as the Cobb-Douglas, restrict these elasticities either to be 1 or -1. You must have definitely heard of this Cobb-Douglas production function. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the most popular flexible functional form, I don't know if you have heard of this, translog functional form, which is often interpreted as the second order approximation to any unknown functional form. This can be used as a demand function. This can be used as a production function. It's a very famous flexible functional form that is used in the literature, translog functional form. What is the translog functional form? It is written in the following way. Go through it.
Sir, this is not a linear model anymore.
Yeah. In spite of being linear by our definition, this model can capture an impressive amount of curvature when it is used to approximate another function. Okay, the curvature business also can be.
Sir, how is it linear? Like we have half summation gamma log x into log L.
Yeah, the variables are linear, Drishan. The parameters are clear.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it is a generalization of the Cobb-Douglas production function, which is given as follows. Now you tell me, answer me, which is nested? Is a Cobb-Douglas function nested within the translog functional form? Gandhi, you had the same problem. You have some questions on this. Is Cobb-Douglas nested within the translog?
Yes, sir.
You can clearly see it, right?
Yes, sir. If we put the restriction that the second part is 0.
Yeah, gamma k ला 0 कर दो. Gamma k को 0 कर दो, पूरा हो जाएगा. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, this is exactly an idea, a simple example of a nested model. So this is a nested model. I'm not discussing non-nested model. Unfortunately, it could have been very useful to the PhD students because many times they encounter only non-nested models. But it is sad to see people don't give much attention to that. They treat it like they treat the nested models. It is incorrect. It is incorrect. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I do have a lot of notes on non-nested models. If the PhD students would like to have it, I have commented that portion. I wanted to discuss this, but there is no time. Okay, so I have commented it out, non-nested models. Okay, it's a generalization of Cobb-Douglas production function, which is given as this. So we run least squares regression of log output, value added. Output, how is it measured, value added, on a constant in the logs of labor and capital. And we'll test some hypothesis with both the Cobb-Douglas and the translog models. For our purpose, we define the translog model as follows. And the Cobb-Douglas as follows. Now you go the output. You estimate the Cobb-Douglas model first. And for estimation results, refer to output titled Cobb-Douglas model.
Sir,
Then
can you
Cobb-
scroll up 2 slides?
Yeah, just a minute. Is this the one? No, this is the one.
So the slide before. Okay, sir.
So this is the model we are estimating for our purposes. And please refer to the results titled Cobb-Douglas model. The
Sir,
program,
sir, in the model in the previous slide, I think you have a half missing.
Half?
Missing.
This one?
In beta 6, shouldn't it be half ln k ln L?
Beta 6 should be half. Let me see whether I'm taking half here at the.
I think it's okay because there will be two terms, half, like there will be two terms in that.
Half ln, yeah.
Yes.
Sir, in the model which you gave in the earlier slide, there was
Sir, and in the results you've given, what is log Q?
Log Q is log value added. So that should be Y, I think.
Yes, sir, it's right.
Okay. Log value added. That is the dependent variable. Drishan, is it resolved?
Sir, I'm still not getting how the half is vanishing.
From this
Because
model,
one term will be log L log K and one will be log K log L. So it would add up.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Because when it is equal to K, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. I got it, sir.
Okay. Now, is it okay? Now, check the results involving titled Cobb-Douglas model. The codes are quite self-explanatory. So you have to prepare all this and then simply run the regression. So linear regression, log Y is log Q, the dependent variable is log Q, this log value added, and constant log L log K. Because this is only Cobb-Douglas. Darshan, I have given you the covariance correlation matrix of coefficient. Could you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you see there has been written this way, this covariance correlation. The results look decent. Now, how will you test the hypothesis of constant returns to scale? Give me the F stat.
Sir, could you go back a slide before this?
This one or before this?
Yeah, this one only.
This is the Cobb-Douglas model, simple Cobb-Douglas model.
Sir, F124, 1,24.
What will be the value? How did we calculate the value? What will be the F value? And from the table, you tell me whether this hypothesis can be accepted or rejected.
Sir, what was your question?
Calculate the F value for constant GUP. You have from the coefficients of the Cobb-Douglas production function. Check the hypothesis that of constant returns to scale. What will be the hypothesis?
Sir, we can't reject the hypothesis, right? Sir, because the significance level is much more than 0.005.
Rejected.
No. Adrish, just answer me the question. With the Cobb-Douglas production function, I'm asking you to check the hypothesis of constant returns to scale. First of all, what should be the hypothesis testing here?
Sir, beta 2 plus beta 3 is equal to 1.
Equal to 1. Okay, now, given the result, you now tell me, calculate the F stat for me.
So, F stat they have given, sir. So, they have given, sir, if 124 is equal. So, they have given in the regression, sir. You have given in the output. Sir, you have given in the output, sir.
Oh, God. Okay, how did I calculate that?
Sir, is it like a B1 plus B2 minus 1, and B1 and B2 are given from the table, and the standard error, of this is,
yeah,
we can calculate it from the table, like a standard error of B1 square plus standard error of B2 square plus the covariance.
I think we used RSS restricted minus RSS unrestricted by J by RSS unrestricted by N minus K.
No, from the coefficient, you tell me how I got this 1157. Adrish, that is my question.
Sir, from the coefficient.
Okay, if you want the formula, I can give you. Where is yesterday's lesson? If you want to, this is the formula.
So we can write T square is equal to F, right, sir, directly.
No, I'm asking you to calculate the F stat.
Oh, sir, so R square by K by 1 minus R square by N minus K, I think, sir. So that is the F formula.
I'm clearly asking you the F formula. I have some questions for that. You have to remember that. How do we calculate? This is the formula. Now you tell me the number in the numerator and the denominator.
So basically B2 plus B3 then minus 1.
You see, I given you the number to put you all into.
So the 0.60299 that part plus 0.37571 that part minus 1 whole square.
I've given you that. I'm showing you that. I'm showing you.
Oh. Sir, I have a question, sir. When do we use that restricted, unrestricted formula for F, and when do we use this?
No. You can use either. No problems. Okay.
Oh, yes.
But just to let you know that these things are there, I'm just making you do this stuff. Understood? Suppose in some case they have given you only F, and you go and they say, use the T stat, you should know what to do.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And the other way around, I've given you the T stat, but use the F criterion. You should know how to do that. This is only from knowledge point of view and testing point of view, nothing else. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you understand how I have done that?
Sir, here we are just finding the F because it is 1,24. That is why we are using this T square. Like
you can find the T stat also. I'm going to ask you next to find the T stat.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That also I found. Where did I get this 00961? Can you see the table? And how I got this 00961 minus 00961?
It is yes, covariance of those covariance.
Yeah, it's available. Drishan, it's available.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So this is how, which is substantially less than the 95% critical value of 4.26, which is from the table that I sent you. So we should not reject the hypothesis. The data are consistent with the hypothesis of constant returns to scale. It is programmed as follows. Refer to F test 2. That is a code. Actually, you don't have to worry about it. If you want to replicate, you can replicate it. What will be the T? Yeah.
Sir, the Vancouver matrix should be symmetric, right?
That is not a Vancouver matrix. That is correlation coefficient matrix.
That has S square like embedded, right? That's why.
Yeah. Hello,
Okay.
Paramila. That is
Yes,
not a
sir.
Vancouver matrix. That is covariance correlation matrix. Did you see that?
Yes, sir. Yes. Got it.
How would you calculate the T stat now?
Either by the formula or by the under root of this F stat.
Get me through the formula. You should be able to replicate this number 0.340227.
So just the root over of f1 comma 224. That is the.
I know, Drishan, I know, but I'm just asking you to go through the grind. That's all. If you are confident, don't do. If you are confident, we can go to the. If you know how to do the t-test, we can go to the next set. Okay? Can we go to the next set?
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that covariance correlation matrix. Like, what do the numbers? Could you just tell me what one number indicates? Like, what is minus 0.8?
What is it? This is a square matrix.
Yes, sir.
What is the diagonal element?
So that is constant log L that.
That is a covariance correlation matrix. The lower diagonals will give you the covariance stuff. Hello?
So I didn't get it.
This is a 3 by 3 matrix?
Yes, sir.
What is the lower diagonal elements? What are the lower diagonal elements?
Minus 0.0198.
Okay, 0.011 minus 0.00961601 and 0.0728391. What are these? What is minus 0.0961601?
So here you have taken it to be the covariance term, but I didn't understand why.
Why, matlab?
That the lower diagonal element.
No, the package has calculated it and given you the stuff. Okay. How do you find the okay, now go back to recall your regression results. What is the Vancouver matrix of beta?
So where the diagonal elements.
What is the Vancouver matrix of beta? Or B for that matter, the estimated beta. What is that formula?
Sigma square x inverse.
Gandhi, you are supposed to reply.
So I'm confused.
What confused?
Sir,
this is something that you should not forget. This is nothing sigma square x transpose x inverse. Do you remember this formula?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so replace sigma square with s square, x transpose x inverse. Am I right? This is the Vancouver matrix of the coefficient vector B. In this, what do the off-diagonal elements tell you? What do the diagonal elements tell you?
The diagonal elements are the variances.
Correct. What do the off-diagonal elements tell you?
They are the covariances.
Of
the beta, like if we are doing the first row and first column and second row, so B1, B2 like that.
Okay.
Sorry,
suppose B is a 3 by 1 vector. What will be the dimension of the Vancouver matrix of B?
3 by 3 cross 3.
3 cross 3. Okay. In that, what will be what will 3 2 tell you? The element 3 2 tell you.
So it would be the covariance of B3 B2.
Yeah, exactly. That is what in that this we cannot calculate that, because suppose X is 190. How can you calculate X transpose X inverse? So the computer will calculate and give it to you. That is what is given it to us.
Okay, sir.
Now you tell me, what is this? Minus 0.096162001. What does that tell you?
The covariance between log K and log L.
Yeah, that is what I have used in that formula. Have you used that formula in the F stat?
Yes, sir. What are the upper diagonal elements?
Upper diagonal elements are correlation.
Okay.
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 How do you find this correlation?
So we divide the covariance.
How do you find, for example, minus 0.481915553? How do you find that correlation?
So basically we divide the covariance by the standard errors of log
Can you go and try it at home?
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is so. Yaka, Devesh, you were saying something. Devesh?
Sir, I had the same confusion. So because the upper diagonal are correlation matrix, now it's resolved.
Now it is okay? Now it is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so to save space, packages do this to save space. Okay, now you see. Now you go to the translog model. Refer to the output of the translog model. And
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in this model, so the earlier model which we were doing, so that is namely the log K log L model. So here to sir, we cannot reject that it is constant interest to scale, right?
No, we cannot reject. We can accept it. Why are you saying it cannot rejected? Oh yeah, it cannot be rejected. Yeah, correct.
Yes, sir.
That is what you want to ask me? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was so that all is like we cannot reject it, sir, because it is much greater than 0.05.
Yeah.
So the significance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What is it now?
So just a clarification, the diagonal elements of covariance correlation matrix are the variance only, right?
Correct.
The only difference is in the upper diagonal elements.
Correct.
Okay.
Otherwise, as Paramila said, if suppose I print the entire covariance, it will be symmetric.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, from the translog result, I given you also again the covariance correlation matrix of coefficients. Translog relaxes the assumption of unitary elasticity of substitution. Now, how would you retrieve the Cobb-Douglas model? How would you retrieve the Cobb-Douglas model from the translog?
The last coefficient would be 0 for log nk.
How would you retrieve the Cobb-Douglas from the translog? What is the parameter restriction?
Beta 4 equals to beta 5 plus beta 6 equals to
beta 4 equal to beta 5 equal to beta 6 equal to 0. Okay, that is what. How would you test this? Get me an F test for this. How did I get this 1.768? I given you the result also. Just give me the denominator and the numerator.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, for the F test, can we do this formula side like restricted RSS minus unrestricted RSS? So restricted RSS, we use the previous equation sum of squares minus.
I have not given you. I have not given you the Adrish. No.
Yes, sir.
I have not given you the result of the restricted RSS. Restricted. Where are I given you restricted stuff? This is unrestricted stuff.
No, sir. The previous model that we did, sir, the log K and log L. So that is the restricted model.
Oh, acha, you are coming from there. Okay. Acha. Okay, you can do that probably. Yeah, that's a good observation. Yeah. The previous model is actually the same thing with the thing imposed. No, let me see whether there's any other difference in the model. Make sure there is no other difference in the model. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. That's a good observation. Yeah. Okay. Would you reject the hypothesis or accept the hypothesis? From your output?
Reject, sir.
From our output, it is 1.768 with a significance level of 0.184 because the critical value is 3.07. The critical value from the F table with 3 and 21 degrees of freedom is 3.07. So we would not reject the hypothesis that the Cox-Douglas model is appropriate. Okay.
Sir,
now,
sir, the F test, sir, we are seeing the F test 3, that part.
Yeah.
But sir, the F value is 1.76.
1.76, sir. That's why I'm saying 1.768.
Okay.
And the significance level is pretty high, Drishan. You see, 0.184.
Yeah.
It can be safely rejected at 5% level. Remember, the F table is 3.07 critical value from the F table.
Sir? Yeah. Sir, I wanted to ask you one thing, sir. In this model, sir, the F statistics is quite significant. So if we consider the significance level of F, but each T statistics is, most of the T statistics are insignificant. So, sir, can we say there is a case of collinearity problem here?
Collinearity?
Sir, I mean, sir, each T statistics are not significant. So, like the log L, sir, it is 0.02, not 0.0. And sir, log K also 0.07.
None of the T statistics are significant.
No, log L is okay.
Yes, sir, but the other ones are log.
Okay, you mean to say from log the other one? No, none of the T stat is significant. Correct.
Yes, sir, but the F is significant. So
F is not significant. F is also insignificant.
No, sir, in the initial model, sir, when we are writing like regressions F 521, 88.4, 8473, and significance level is 0.
Oh, that one. That is for the overall stuff. That is not for the. This is not the restriction. That is overall F.
Oh, okay, sir.
That is overall F, not this yet.
Okay, sir, got it.
Yeah, Drishan, what is it? Yeah.
What does that overall F signify?
521 is overall F. That is the overall F means whether all slope coefficients are significant or insignificant. That is the test for overall F.
Okay.
That is called the overall significance, Drishan. Suppose it is accepted, what will happen? You have to dump this regression.
Yeah, okay.
That is why even the degrees of freedom is 521. This is only for the restriction that beta 2, beta 4, beta 5, beta 6 is equal to 0. Okay, this is one case where the T stat and the F stat give you the same result. Can we say that?
Yes.
There is no confusion here. Now, I am asking you to test this following. First question. A test of constant recurrence scale in a translog model. How would you test it? A joint test of constant recurrence scale and beta 4 equal to beta 5 equal to beta 6 equal to 0.
Sir, we will have log k like beta 1 plus beta 2 equal to 1 and beta 4 plus beta 5 plus beta 6 equal to 0.
Yes. Beta 2 plus beta 3 equal to 1 and beta 4 plus beta 5 plus beta 6 equal to 0. And the F stat is 1.89915 with a significance level so high as 0.174. And I think going by the significance level, I've not given you the table value. The significance level also says that if this null hypothesis can be safely accepted. Can we say this?
Yes.
So why have you written like beta 4 plus beta 5 plus twice beta 6?
Oh, yes, sir.
In F test 4.
Sir, can you show the translog model once?
This is a translog model.
Okay, sir. Okay.
This explains the 2 in front of the B6.
Yes, sir. I can't understand why.
Sir, is it because we added it twice? Like we added once, and because we when Drishan had a doubt where the half went, we said it's because we added it together. And is it because that we failed to do it in the main model?
The answer is here, Drishan.
Sir, I understand that you are adding that log L log K thing twice so that the half is removed.
Sir, how do we get sir B4 plus B5 plus 2B6 is equal to 0? Because we have to first convert the translog model into the Cobb-Douglas type model. Like
No, you don't have to. This is wrong. Actually, beta 4 plus beta 5 plus 2B6 equal to 0. Okay, that the output is very clear, but this is not very clear. I'll have to check this. Okay, I'll come back to. I'll have to check this. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And sir,
sir,
how?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
No, Babu. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, how
Sir, mine was just a simple doubt that how is beta 3 plus beta 3 plus beta 4 plus beta 4 plus beta 5 plus beta 6 equal to 0, different from beta 4 equal to beta 5 equal to beta 6 equal to 0.
That is again a typo. There should be plus there.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll have to look at it, the result once again. I'll get back to you. I'll send you the correct result. I don't know what I've done here. Okay. Okay, now what is the next point?
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, one thing I didn't understand, sir, how are you calculating this? How is the calculation of F being done here? So the F statistics, sir, for beta 2 plus beta 3 is equal to 1 and so beta 4 plus beta 5 plus 2 is equal to 0.
How do you calculate it? Okay, now look at this. This is how it is done. There is a typo here. Actually, it should be beta 4 plus beta 5. I don't know what I've done, whether this is equal to I've done or this is a typo. There's a problem with this calculation. I'll get back to you, Adrish, okay?
Yes,
And also,
yes.
these two, I don't know why I've done this. I have to check with this and get you. This particular part, I'll get back to you, okay?
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, but sir, the thing is like, sir, I can't understand the F formula. Sir, like when we are taking two restrictions, sir, more than one restrictions, sir. So, sir, how are we framing the F formula, sir? That I can't understand, sir. Sir, not for this one, sir. Like general, sir, when we are taking more than one restriction, sir, how is the F formula being
No.
formed,
For
sir?
example, to this. Look at this. How did you do this?
Sir, this one, sir, I got it, sir. Like, sir, the normal T thing, and sir, that square, sir. That this one, sir, I got, but sir, for the next one, sir, like when there are, sir, for here this was B2 plus B3 is equal to 1. So, sir, this one I understood, sir, what is happening. But sir, when there are more than one restrictions, sir, like
This
for
one?
here there are two. Yes, sir, like this one, sir, like this, sir, like this problem one. Yes, like
Yeah,
F321.
yes.
Yes, sir.
I told you, no, I'll get back to this. I don't know whether I have done this or this. Actually, it should be plus. I don't know why I wrote equal to. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'll get back to you by tomorrow. Okay. Okay, now get this point. Get this particular point. Get this particular point. The coefficient of capital in the translog model is negative. What is it I'm referring to?
Minus 1.893, that one.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it a bit misleading?
Sir, you said you had to leave early, sir, for something.
What's time? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll finish this off and go. No. Only thing that thing is this. My God, this is taking a lot of time. One may tempted to conclude that the estimated output elasticity with respect to capital has a wrong sign. Can we say this because of the negative?
Yes, sir.
But see the third bullet point. This conclusion would be wrong because in the translog model, the capital elasticity of output is calculated this way. Can you see this from the model? From the translog model? What is dou log y by dou log k? Hello?
Yes, sir, got it.
This is the correct output, correct coefficient, correct elasticity. Okay. Now suppose we calculate this by inserting the coefficient estimates and estimate the elasticity at the mean value for log k and log L, not at the log values of the means of 7.44592 and 5.7637 respectively. Then the result is 0.5425, which is comparable to the value of 0.3757 obtained as a coefficient of capital under the Cobb-Douglas specification. It is not comparable. I don't know why this is comparable. Okay, the estimate the standard error for this linear combination. How did they find this?
So this is delta method application, right?
That's what I've given you. W prime estimated var B W. What is var W is equal to this, and B is a 6/1 full least squares coefficient vector. The value is 0.0112, which is reasonably close to the estimate of 0.08, which is reasonably close to the estimate of 0.0853 probably for capital under Cobb-Douglas specification. Is anywhere close to it? There are a lot of problems with this output. 0853. Sorry, which is quite correct. The square root of is 0112, which is reasonably close to the estimate of 0853 for capital and the Cobb-Douglas specification. The programming details follow in elasticity 1. Okay. I have to go now. Oh boy. Yes. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm joining. Hello? Hello, class?
Yes, sir.
Can you calculate this point? Can you calculate these numbers for me?
Sir, if you send us this slide corresponding to the results, we can try to see the code.
Yeah, I have not yet sent you the slides. I like to go through this program again. What I have done, B4 equal to B5 makes no sense to me. Why I'm setting this to equal to 0.
Sir, this slide, sir, it is showing that B4 is equal to B5 is equal to 2 beta 6 is equal to 0. So in that case, we are converting it into the Cobb-Douglas model and then checking for constant returns to scale. But in the program, you have written beta 4 plus beta 5 plus 2 beta 6 is equal to 0.
Yeah, I have to see what I have done in the. I have to go to the. This is a RATS program that I have done. I have to go and see what I've done. Okay, I know the RATS is in the other machine. RATS I cannot run in this machine. So I'll do one thing. Darshan, I will correct this and send it to you so that you can get back the numbers. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Adrish, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll send you the. I think I don't know what I've tested here. Okay, so that I'll send you this output, and with the other output, you should be able to reproduce the numbers that I've given you. Because, for example, I'm not in this bullet point. When you see, I have not given all these numbers. You have to get me. You have to tell me how I got this W prime W everything. Okay, this log K bar, log L bar is the same thing as elasticity at the mean values. You have to calculate the elasticity at the mean values. And B is the full 6/1 least squares coefficient vector. You have to tell me how I got the 0.1122, which is close to estimate of 0.0853 for capital. The programming elasticity testing nonlinear restriction. Okay, next class they will be on, okay, as usual, this is very slow. Oh, I wanted to start the maximum likelihood estimation. How many of you have done MLE?
So very less.
Drishan, have you done MLE?
Very less. Like we know how to find the maximum likelihood, like the Neyman-Pearson, I think, theorem. That thing.
What? Neyman-Pearson lemma?
Sir, we have. I forgot everything. Like I did it.
Okay. Kanika, Yamini, have you done this MLE in your thing?
Yes,
So very tiny bit of the portion.
Okay, Kanika, have you done MLE?
Sir, little bits are not that detailed.
Okay, Paramila, do you remember your MLE?
Yes, sir, to some extent, though I have to revise.
Devesh, did we do MLE last time?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay, where is Kumar? Very quiet today. Kumar to aaya nahi aaj. Kanishk Kurana, have we talked before? Oh my God. Kanishk Kurana, you'll talk to Kanishk and go.
Yes, sir.
Kanishk?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you done?
No, sir, I haven't done
before?
Yes, sir, we have talked thrice. We even talked on the New Year.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay. So, is this echo coming out? Okay, we'll meet As usual on Friday, I'll correct this and send it to you so that you will be ready with answers when we meet on Friday. Emily and oh boy, I need at least one more. Suppose if I need at least one more special lectures here besides the 28th one. Hello? Can you give me? Srishti?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, you were not audible properly. Could you please repeat?
Can you give me one more special lecture besides the 28th one?
So we already have another special lecture lined up for micro.
Where, can we meet on Sunday?
So this, I think you should ask the whole class.
The class will be happy with Sunday special lectures. Yamini, Paul, Sanjana, Devesh,
So
Kanika.
I'm guessing, I'm
So the
guessing not.
duration?
Usual 1.5 or 2 hours.
Okay,
Sir,
sir, let the
we
class
can,
discuss.
I think we can try for like first week of Feb, maybe.
Okay, okay, because then I have to decide. Drishan, are you happy with the Sunday special lecture?
Sir, not before 23rd, please.
Oh, no, definitely not before 23rd. After that only.
Sir, it's okay, but like unless all the class, I don't think I am the correct person to speak on behalf.
No, I know. Okay, what Chitralekha, what you were about to say something?
No, sir.
Sunday okay for you?
No, sir. I mean, sorry, but we just have one day off and not to relax, but to revise, I must say. So, Sunday, I would personally say a no. I don't know what everybody has to say.
Kanika, Sunday is okay for your special lecture?
Sir, I'm not the best person to speak on this issue, sir. The
Why?
whole class should, sir, the whole class should decide on this, sir.
No, that is true. But what about you? You also have to say Sunday.
Sir, if everyone is okay with it, I'm okay with it. Otherwise, if they are not, I'm not, sir, that way.
Okay, you said about Srishti, just check with people and tell me. Okay, so Sunday okay for you. Not that way after 23rd, not before the exam date. Okay.
All right, sir.
Babu, you were able to say something?
No, sir. But Sunday won't be. It would be a problem for me as well. That's it. But I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay, good. See? Yes,
Sir, I'll have a problem.
You'll have a problem. No, I don't want to talk to people who have problems. Let me talk with people who don't have any problem. Ujjaval.
Yes, sir.
Sunday will be a problem for you if you have a special class on Sunday?
No, sir. We can have class on
See,
Sunday.
that's a good boy. Good boy. Okay. No. I was just joking. And Srishti, you just tell me any Sunday after 23rd. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye bye. Let's see tomorrow next class. Bye.
Thank you, sir.